All right. Hey, happy Monday. July 19th. I'm Tom Novak. This is your Bring Me the News and Novak Weather Update brought to you by All Energy Solar. They use the power of the sun to create energy. It has been a banner spring and summer for All Energy Solar because we've had so much sunshine and dry weather for that matter this summer. And I think it's going to continue here. So thank you, All Energy, for sponsoring this update. That's got some good news and a little bit of bad news. All right, look at the visible satellite loop right now over the northern plains, upper Midwest, in fact, much of the central and northern U.S., and you can clearly see that we have a ridge of high pressure over the center portion of the country, and along the periphery of that ridge, we've got clouds that develop and showers and storms that develop over that ridge. And again, here's that high pressure ridge right here, located over Colorado, Nebraska, and Kansas. And there's that flow coming up and over the ridge. We call this a ring of fire that's starting to set up now, which is the good news for us because along the periphery of that ridge is, of course, where storms are going to develop. That'll be right along the southern flank or southern edge of the jet stream winds. As we zoom in a little bit closer here on the visible satellite loop, look at the storms that blew up overnight last night and this morning and are continuing to sag south towards central Minnesota this afternoon. Now they're losing their punch, of course, but they are setting up outflow boundaries, and these outflow boundaries are very tricky to forecast, not only for weather forecasters, but for model guidance. So anything could happen here over the next 5 to 7 days with this ring of fire weather pattern. And take a look at the radar summary, by the way, from Twin Cities International, and you can see the showers fading now as they sag south towards the Twin Cities metro. However, as we look up and zoom out to the northwest, there's the Fargo-Moorhead area. They had some severe thunderstorms up in the Fargo-Moorhead area as these storms blew right through eastern North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. And as they continue to surge to the south, they could redevelop here over the evening hours and overnight hours, and perhaps even affect as far south as the Twin Cities metro area. Now, here's the bad news. Not much precipitation has fallen, at least through early this morning. Now, of course, they've gotten some rain here now over eastern North Dakota and northern Minnesota just within the last 6 hours. But over the last 3 to 4 days, there just hasn't been much rain at all over the Dakotas, Minnesota, northwestern Wisconsin. We desperately need the rain, and I think we're going to have some opportunities because take a look at the jet stream. This is the river of air at 30 to 35,000 feet from the European computer model guidance, and here's that ring of fire pattern that is developing with strong jet stream winds now surging north into Canada and then back southeast into the Great Lakes region. Along the southern flank of these jet stream winds is usually where you get thunderstorms to develop, especially during the overnight hours. We call this the ring of fire pattern, and that doesn't break down at all. In fact, it actually gets even stronger as we get into this weekend now and then early next week. You look at the winds as we get into early next week and how strong they are. They're more of a zonal flow. So in theory, we should be able to get some thunderstorm development here in the northern plains and upper Midwest, not only this week, but then this weekend and into early next week, which is good news. Now, these are going to be scattered storms, hard to predict, but at least it's going to be in the forecast. You'll see that here when I put up the extended forecast. Look at the temperatures this afternoon out in Montana and western North Dakota. Just incredible heat out there. I took a look at the Glasgow, Montana, just in the last hour, which is located right here, was at 108 degrees this afternoon. So that just shows you that heat pump and how just unreal the heat is out here in western North Dakota and Montana. Now that heat's going to try to surge east, but like I had mentioned, it's going to hit a front and it's going to hit that jet stream, which should shunt the extreme heat just to the west and south of Minnesota. Now, when we look at the dew points, by the way, over the next 48 to 60 hours, look at how they start to pool over southern and eastern Minnesota and portions of western Wisconsin. This pooling of the dew points with the dew points in the tropical low 70s are likely going to be enough fuel to trigger some showers and storms, not only overnight tonight, but especially as we get into tomorrow and then perhaps even into Wednesday, as a thin ribbon of some pretty high dew points stick around southern and eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. And no doubt, if thunderstorms do develop in this sticky air mass and environment, they are going to drop some heavy rains. All right, here's the extended forecast These temperatures might be optimistic. We may even be in the upper 70s and lower 80s if we can get some thunderstorm activity in the morning and early afternoon. We'll have to see how that all evolves. Very difficult to predict the thunderstorms here over the next 7 days. But the good news is more good news. We've got opportunities for it scattered throughout the 7 day period. And I'm starting to get a little bit worried about some severe weather as we get into not only Saturday of this weekend, but then Monday of next week. And yeah, if we get sun, and I think we will get some sun during this period, our temperatures are going to skyrocket into the 90s. So just be prepared for that. All right, that's your forecast. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning.